Claire had begun to change. Claire had begun to change. She grew more demanding, more critical of nearly everything he did, and frequently compared him to her friends' husbands. At first, David dismissed it, hoping it was only a passing mood. Before long, however, her behavior became too obvious to ignore. One evening, Claire confronted him with what she called an ultimatum. She said that if he truly loved her, he would quit his stable job and start the business she had always dreamed about, even though it was risky and costly. David calmly explained that their savings were not enough and that he wasn't willing to gamble their future. He suggested they create a careful plan and save more money first, but Claire laughed it off and called him boring and cowardly. Her words cut deep, yet David remained patient. He reminded her that stability and security mattered for both of them, especially since they had only recently paid off their mortgage. Claire accused him of crushing her dreams. Then she escalated things, threatening to leave if he refused. When David looked into her eyes, he realized she meant it. She truly believed this immature ultimatum would frighten him into surrendering. For days, tension hung heavy in their home. Claire became distant, slamming doors and making sharp remarks whenever he stood his ground. She even told her friends that David was holding her back and that she was thinking about leaving him. What she failed to see was that each harsh word and dramatic gesture slowly erased the love he once felt. After another intense argument one evening, Claire smirked and said, "If you won't support me, maybe I should just pack my things and leave." She expected him to panic and plead with her to stay. Instead, David quietly stood, walked to the closet, and handed her a suitcase. "Then go," he replied firmly. Claire froze in disbelief. She had never imagined that reaction. For the first time, she understood her ultimatum had failed. Rather than forcing him to submit, she had pushed him away entirely. David wasn't furious. He was simply finished. He had offered patience, love, and understanding, but she had chosen to risk their marriage. She tried to take it back, insisting she hadn't meant it and claiming it was only a test of his devotion. David shook his head. "Marriage isn't a game, Claire. You don't test love by threatening to leave. You destroyed what we had the moment you made me choose between stability and your ego." Claire cried and begged for another chance, saying she loved him. But David had already decided. He understood that real love doesn't rely on ultimatums or emotional manipulation. He was exhausted from walking on eggshells and being treated like a backup plan instead of an equal partner. Within a week, Claire moved out. She told mutual friends that David had cast her aside. Yet when they asked what truly happened, the full story surfaced. Even the friends who once sympathized with her admitted she had crossed a line. The reckless ultimatum she believed would give her control had cost her everything. David, though heartbroken, felt an unexpected sense of relief. Peace returned to his home. For the first time in years, he slept deeply, free from constant tension and unreasonable demands. Gradually, he began rebuilding his life, focusing on his career, and reconnecting with family and longtime friends. Claire eventually realized what she had lost, but it was too late. She sent long messages filled with apologies, hoping for another chance. But David never answered. He knew forgiveness might be possible, yet trust could not be restored with someone who treated love as leverage. In the end, Claire's childish ultimatum backfired in the worst possible way. She gambled her marriage and lost. David walked away stronger and wiser, having learned that love alone cannot survive without respect, and that true strength sometimes means knowing when to let go.